guys, welcome back to another episode of the TastyDoom podcast. Without further ado, let's jump into another episode. At last we left off, you guys had battled your way into the forge room, where you'd met a blacksmith by the name of Paul, who had been forging some of the weapons and the armor for many of the undead army that have been around. You managed to kill both of the ghouls in the area, but unfortunately Kovdar, missing a good section of his side, goes down and lays unconscious. After a quick patch, you guys try to decide what is the best plan on how to get out of this room and hopefully escape the dire situation that you find yourselves in. Thinking it the best option, you guys douse the forge and start to make your way up the chimney. With some very successful checks, you guys easily manage to make your way all the way up the chimney to where you find a crack in the wall just big enough for you to enter. You guys follow the path, managing to find the dead body of some individual who was unlucky enough to find himself here. But you are also lucky enough to find the magical weapon that he had carried with him, a beautiful trident named Embergloom. As you guys decided on who the weapon should go to, Ivan decides to go ahead and take it. He spends the time to attune with the weapon, finding out its name and many of its abilities. Taking the short rest that you did, you guys continue on down the passageway, where it is starting to be covered by thin webs. And the further you go, the more webs there are, until eventually you come into a decently sized cavern, where one of you manages to go in. That was Paul. Paul, you managed to enter the room with the light of your sword. As you enter in and look up, you can see many bodies of spiders tuck themselves away into the folds and the crevices of the walls. Thinking it better, you turn your light out, and you guys decide to try to quickly make it across without disturbing the nest of spiders that you find yourself in. Being unfortunate enough, Kovdar, going forward, manages to walk into one of the webs of one of these said spiders, where the spider comes down and tries to get a hold of him, but you guys manage to fight it off and make your way outside to a sheer cliff and into the ocean itself. With the dead body of a spider curled up but able to float, you guys manage to take the long and deserved rest on the spider as you drift out to sea. A thick mist fills the air, and you can hear the creaks and the cracks of a hull of a ship as it comes into view, the large skeletal form of a boat, its black and torn sails full of the air that they can catch, pushing it on forward. What do you guys wish to do?
Can I take the cry action?
I start to paddle aggressively away.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I don't know. How close is the ship?
I would say you guys are about 30 feet out. The current is pulling you closer to it.
Is it coming towards us, or?
So it is coming at an off angle, but it's kind of coming towards you, and you guys are kind of floating into its path.
Okay.
The hull does look climbable.
Do we see land anywhere nearby?
No, only a thick fog.
Well, spider or ship? That's now the question. And it's getting closer.
How sturdy does the spider look?
It looks sturdy.
So we either float for God knows how long.
Aimlessly.
Yes.
Or take our risk on a boat that we don't know anything about?
We just kill everybody. Take the boat.
Oh, like we killed everybody in the cave, huh?
No.
He did kill the dragon.
I did.
He did.
Adam.
You don't know shit, Paul. Shut up.
No, I definitely heard the dragon die. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Could I see that happen from where I was?
Actually, you didn't hear anything.
I mean, I'm willing to take the risk. I'm just...
Yeah, we'll start.
You know, we better be ready to, like, have escape options here. Maybe take the spider with us.
The spider's coming with us.
The ship is getting closer. What do you wish to do?
Just wait for it to get close enough for us to climb. I'm gonna start tying rope around the spider to try and take it with me up the side of the hull.
Okay. You guys having to paddle yourself to picking up your pace to make sure that you can catch the side of the ship. You guys do easily manage to grab a hold of the large bones that make up the ship. You can now actually see that the front of the ship is actually an upside down skull of some large creature. A makeshift deck has been built on the inside of this skeletal form. You guys grab on to one of the ribs. What do you wish to do?
Climb.
Okay. Go ahead.
We could just hang out and see where this ship goes.
We could just hang on the side of the ship, use the spider for footing.
It's a lot of just hanging on. I'm strong and all, but, like, can Paul handle it?
I can handle it.
At this point, I want everyone to roll me a perception check.
Ah, yes. I saw everything. Except what's happening.
16.
15.
Yeah, I got you guys beat with a nat 1.
Can
Paul,
he fall in the ocean?
you are in the ocean.
Already in the ocean.
Drowning. He's drowning.
So, Paul, you turn and go to look up, making sure that you get a firm grasp on this rib so the current of the spider doesn't pull you off. But you do happen to notice that the knot that you had tied around the spider is starting to slip and it's not tight enough. So you just jump back over and quickly tie the rope back on before looking back.
Saving the day.
You do notice that your other two companions are quiet and they are listening. Kovdar and Ivan, you only hear just the sounds of the ocean and some of the spray coming from the ship as it slowly glides its way on the calm sea. There is no other sounds coming from the ship. It is eerily quiet.
Suspicious.
Does it look like it's heading away from where we came from, or, like, towards it? Or
We were unconscious.
Oh,
We
right.
took a long rest.
So we don't even know where we're at.
Oh, you guys have no idea where you're at right now.
But can I roll a check to see if I do know? For some reason.
I will allow it with disadvantage.
Got it. 2 nat 20s coming up. That's not nat 20, but it's not bad. That's worse. Not too much worse, though. Too bad. What is this even?
It would be a survival check.
14. We're in the ocean, boys.
Yeah, honestly, because of your background, you actually have no idea how far you are out.
Well, of course, Ivan knows.
You can go ahead and roll.
With all the training.
With all of my +4 training.
Yes, you got a 14 as well. You can we can just...
Disadvantage.
10.
10. No.
What about
Whata?
if Kovar looks at the stars? Can he kind of get a general idea of how far out?
So the issue is you cannot see the stars.
Not any point in after we woke up.
Nope. So it is daylight outside, but you do not see where the sun is at. The fog in the area is too thick. So you guys find yourself in the middle of the ocean, a skeletal ship in a thick fog. You have no idea where you're at in the ocean. What do you wish to do?
Alright, now that the ropes are properly secured, what are you guys listening to? What's going on?
We're listening to nothing.
It's too quiet.
It's too quiet.
Okay, well, I'm gonna climb up now.
No.
Wait.
Hold on.
Usually on ships, there's a lot of people yelling orders and stuff. There's
Yeah.
nothing.
Calm waters, maybe they're just taking a break.
No.
I don't think so.
We're on a ship made of bones.
So you don't have to climb all the way up. You do notice that there is a hatch about 10 feet above you that you would figure would be a window for a cannon. It is open.
I think I'm gonna avoid putting my head in the cannon spot.
I mean, could give it a shot.
They're just like, watch, these idiots are gonna look through this hole.
They've been waiting there the whole time. There's like 6 of them.
Nobody talk, nobody say anything. I'm gonna climb up the hall and peek in.
Okay, you're gonna peek
Kinda from the edge.
in the window?
Safely.
Okay. So there is a large cannon that fills this hole, but you do not see anybody in this area of the ship at all.
I'll climb the rest of the way up.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a strength check.
20.
Yeah, that's enough.
20.
That is totally enough.
5.
I'll follow him up.
Okay.
I kind of want to go through the cannon hole.
You have to try to push the cannon out of the way.
Your weak arms probably can't handle it.
And cannons are tied down.
Oh, well, wait.
Squeeze in.
No, it's too
What
small.
about if he breaks his limbs?
What if I break my
If you smashed your skull, then yes.
Well, good thing it's a pumpkin. You can probably put it back, right?
I can break my head. It does say I can break my head with contortionist.
But do you really want to? Just to get in that hole?
How much damage would you take?
I think it's like a D10, D12 maybe.
He suffers the penalty of having a broken head, which is quite significant.
Okay, so Paul, we're going to go with you first. As you slowly make your way up to the top, Kovdar behind you, you grab both hands on the edge of the ship, on the rail, and pull yourself up. Just enough to just barely peek onto the deck of the ship. You see a mass of bodies strewn out all over the deck. Make me a perception check.
12.
12. You're uncertain if all of the bodies are the same, but the ones that are closest to you, some of them don't have jaws. Some of them are in partial decay. These are zombies and skeletons, and they're laying down.
So he can tell that they're animated? He can tell that they're actually zombies?
They look...
I've been around some undead for a while.
Yes,
That is definitely
They
a zombie
are-
taking a nap.
they are of the undead type, but they are unmoving.
So I'm just gonna lean back down under the rail. There's a bunch of undead on the floor. And I'm gonna climb up. And I'm gonna set my spider down very carefully. Very nice and safely, carefully. And I'm gonna walk up to one of the dead bodies.
Okay, now that you're on the deck, I want you to make me another perception check.
Ah, yes, it's getting better. 14.
Okay. You notice scorch marks along the deck in multiple areas. This entire area looks like it was a battlefield. And now that you got a closer look on some of the bodies, you can actually see that most of the bodies have been burned.
I stab the nearest body with my my sword of disruption.
Okay. Your blade sinks all the way to the deck. There's no movement.
Put it out. Call it good. I'm gonna go back over to the edge. Looks like they're dead. The area's kind of burnt. Looks like a battlefield up here.
I'm coming up over the railing.
Okay.
Ivan, are you really gonna try and shove your head through there?
Shut up. I'm
Okay.
coming up.
So, with you guys, the reason I didn't require a check from you guys, one, his strength check was so high, and two, he has an anchor for you guys to help pull yourself up with.
Let's just assume.
You fell.
That's like an 18.
Yeah, the DC's 12, so
So, I mean, like, Now, if we assume for you,
You want me to roll?
Only if you want to.
I
can
can
roll those.
re-roll one.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
Hold on.
8 plus 5.
Can you use athletics?
Yes, you can use athletics.
I only wanted to see this.
Wait, he passed. Yeah,
because he
passed.
failed his
Just
check climbing
barely.
down the cliff, so I had to know.
Gosh. So,
Good
Kovdar,
start.
as you are climbing up behind Paul, you kind of misjudge your foot, and it slips, but it manages to catch just the rim of the window below, and you manage to pop yourself up over the edge.
Yes.
Just the rim of my head.
You actually
You can
kick
fit.
Ivan in the face. And then you just use him as a platform to push yourself over.
My beautiful pumpkin face.
Alright. I am going to ask how much I know about sailing a ship.
So you can go ahead and roll a history check.
Can we all check if we know anything?
Yes.
I have not sailed much, I know that.
Not that I care about sailing necessarily, but when I get to the top, I'd like to just immediately start throwing the bodies overboard.
Okay.
I rolled a 17.
The ships that you've been on have been mostly smaller vessels, but this ship doesn't even have ropes. The sails themselves seem to be held in place by magic or something else. The ship seems to be almost piloting itself. I want all three of you to roll me a perception check.
15.
17.
2.
Okay. It is hard to discern where the ship is going and what is going on with this ship exactly. All you guys can see is just a mass battlefield of dead bodies and a scorched deck.
Is there like a captain's quarters or anything?
Yes.
I want to sneak over and check the door.
Okay.
I'll back him up if he's heading that way.
The door is partially open, and a large gash is in the middle of it, and you can see scorch marks on either side, as if the weapon that had hit this door was on fire.
I'm going to peek through.
Okay. The room beyond has an overturned table and a makeshift-like desk in the back that is made of multiple different parts, human parts. You do see a body lying next to it on the floor.
I'm going to go in and check everything out.
Does he look like a captain?
He has the coat that you would suspect a captain would have, but you only see just a cream-colored head, as it would be the bone of the skull. You open the door, and it creaks, but you take your couple steps inside, looking around. The room is completely in disaster. You can see where a section of the wall, what might have been a closet, has been completely exploded. You can actually see splinters of wood piercing the walls itself. You approach the body.
Carefully.
Okay. It is unmoving. You can definitely see that whoever this was in an extreme state of decay. As you can see, most of the skull and the jaw. You do see one lifeless eye in one of its eye sockets.
Seeing that there isn't really any enemy in here, I'm going to help Ivan throw bodies off.
Okay. You guys do manage to easily pick up some of the bodies and toss them over. But a couple of the bodies seem to almost crumble in your hands. Some of the zombies that you pick up actually fold in half. Some of them tear in half, and you can see the gangrene intestines and stuff as it drags along the deck as you toss them overboard.
I want to check out the desk. Is there any like navigation papers, anything on it?
You do see a map of the Dagger Coast, which you're familiar with. And you do see a dotted line and an X that is past the Great Wall. But the ship is going in the opposite direction.
So we know where we are.
You know that you're going towards the western side, but you guys are unfamiliar exactly where you are on this map. But you are a ways away from the coast.
So, once we finish moving the bodies, I'm going to look to see if the captain had any notes on how to steer the ship.
You open up the drawers. Most of the handles of the drawers themselves are actually the upper section of jaws. And when you pull on the drawers, some of the teeth pop out into your hand. Most of the drawers are empty. There doesn't seem to be anything except for the map.
Check his coat pockets.
You do manage to find a rusted scimitar, a torn leather jacket, as what he was wearing when you found him on the floor. But other than that, you don't really see him carrying anything of importance.
Okay, well then off he goes.
I'm just gonna walk up to the helm of the ship and try turning it, see if it'll turn the ship.
Okay. It spins freely. It doesn't feel like it has anything connected to it.
Well, we're here.
I'd like to go to the bottom of the ship. I don't
Okay.
know what you call it.
I don't know.
The
I'm not-
basement.
The brig.
I don't sell ships for a living, so I have no idea. But you want to go down a level into the interior of the ship.
I'll go with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow too.
You guys, so it's on the opposite end of where the captain's quarter is, and it's just a simple staircase down. You guys make your way down. The creaking of the wood as you guys step down radiates in the room. You do manage to see a couple of rags attached to the wall and some ropes hanging from the other side. You figure those were probably hammocks to sleep in. You turn and look, and there's powder cakes, there's cannonballs, there's 6 cannons in this area. No bodies, no nothing. Just another staircase on the far end going down further.
We
We'll continue.
we could just blow the ship up and go back with our spider.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I think the ship might accommodate us better than the spider's body. Just a thought.
I kind of like the idea, though. It is an undead ship.
We don't know where this thing is going. We can't control it.
We also can't control the spider, so why is the spider better?
We can rig up a way to control it.
The spider's going somewhere random.
There's a lot of wood here.
The ship is going somewhere designated. I prefer random.
Could be maybe it's going to a nice sunny place
Oh, yeah. An undead ship going to a nice sunny
where
place.
everything's happy.
Yeah, yeah. Like this foggy area it's already in.
Maybe it's leaving the fog.
I think the fog follows it.
Prove it.
Okay, we'll throw you overboard.
Try it.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue going down.
You want to continue going down?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, you take the first step onto the staircase going down, and your foot almost slips out from under you. The staircase is covered in blood, and a dim red light is reflecting off of the far wall.
I'm
I
gonna go.
will carefully continue down.
I'm gonna go investigate the wall.
So, to kind of let you guys understand what I'm seeing in my head, it's a narrow passageway down. As you step down, you're at the back of the ship. The entire back of the ship and the floor are completely covered in blood, and a light source is reflecting off of that blood, off the wall, to you.
Yeah, I will have my weapon out, ready to strike something.
I have dark vision. Does that help me see anything special? I will approach whatever the light source is or whatever the wall.
So you make it down the stairs, and you turn around. You see 4 large crystals floating in a circle, and a large pentagon drawn on the floor of pure blood. You do see candles floating around the area itself. I want everyone to roll me a perception check.
Nat 20.
14.
9.
Okay.
As I see that, it's like, I think my plan sounds pretty good right now.
What do I see?
You see a very small, invisible figure moving around the circle in the middle of the room. You guys do see piles of undead lining the walls and stacking up. Many of their skin seems to be peeled and bolted to the wall, their skulls protruding and hanging out.
So I'm gonna act like I'm inspecting the Pentagon,
Okay.
and as soon as I get close to this invisible figure, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an attack roll with disadvantage.
15.
That is a hit.
Grapple him.
So, you walk over to the Pentagon. You can feel an intense heat coming from the Pentagon on the floor. As you walk around trying to dodge some of the candles that are floating in the air around it, and the 4 large crystals that seem to be humming with a vibration. You get close to the figure. You can see it trying to slowly move to not give away its position. Just the small refraction of light coming off of its invisible form. You quickly reach down and snatch an imp. As it tries to bite down on you on your gloved hand, it has no effect. Let go of me.
Show yourself.
You happen to see the form unfold, its tiny little wings, its scorpion-like tail, trying to find a weak spot in your glove, trying to puncture you and poison you, trying to release itself.
So I'm going to say something in abyssal to it.
Oh, all right.
Cooperate and you won't die.
I do not need your cooperation. I just need you to let me go.
It's kind of cute.
No, we need your cooperation.
No.
Then die.
You better stop trying to stab me with your tail, or I'm gonna rip it off.
All right. He responds to you in abyssal. Lachinua.
I grab his tail.
Okay.
What did he say?
Roll me a Arcana check.
It's a slur.
That's a 1.
You have
Not a nat
no idea
A dirty one.
what he said.
Don't hurt the little guy.
But you guys do see the crystals themselves flash with red light and start to spin in a direction. You guys feel
I'm going to swing at a
room
crystal
itself.
immediately.
All right, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
If possible as well, I would like to try and just like get rid of the Pentagon, break it. If I can grab my sword out and swing it at the
Okay.
Pentagon
It's a
somehow.
19 to hit.
You strike the crystal, but you are knocked back. There is a magical energy that is protecting these crystals, and you are thrown back 3-4 feet. You manage to plant your feet and maintain your balance, but they continue to go faster. They start to pulse more. Paul, you pull your sword out and stab down, trying to hack away at the wood that this pentagon is carved on. You actually see the pentagon itself unchanging.
I kill the imp.
All right, you just, in your frustration, bring the sword across. You hear the imp, just before you just decapitate the imp and toss the dead
I
body
make
off to
sure
the side.
none of the blood gets near those crystals
Okay.
as well. Just in case.
You guys feel an intense heat.
I'm going to cast Divine Pulse on a crystal.
Okay, what does this do?
It's fireball except radiant damage.
Okay, I need you to go ahead and make me a charisma check using your spellcasting modifier.
Come on, man.
16.
16. You feel your magical energy as your consciousness reaches up into the sky itself and pulls some of the heat from the sun itself down. It impacts. You see an explosion of wood as your fireball of radiant power comes through both the decks and smacks the target that you wield the fireball to hit. It ricochets off of it, but it goes sending back towards the back of the ship, exploding the staircase in the back.
You just cut off our exit?
I did.
You son of a bitch!
I don't see you doing anything.
Well, I'm immune to fire, so I
You
mean, why
do
would
see,
That was radiant.
you do see that there is only one thick log left that is part of the stairs that is left that you could use to try to climb up.
Where was that gunpowder?
Right above you.
I'm gonna go up to that level. Should we just light this shit and jump?
Finally.
As you guys turn
Fuck it.
to make your way to the staircase, you hear a ripping sound as a large portal opens up in the middle. Two figures, human-like, long tails behind them. Their charcoal and burned skin and red veins like lava as they come out and they see you hissing with anger. I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Not awful.
Oh, nat 20.
There we go.
So I did forget to mention, but you did see some familiar undead bodies. Some of the Dracul, and many of their weapons were broken.
Fucking idiots.
Nice.
Kovdar, what is your initiative?
Natural 20. Total of 22.
Okay. Ivan.
19.
Ooh.
15.
So, Paul, now that I'm thinking about it, you feel such joy in the fact that many of these undead Dracul that have been forcing you to make weapons and armor have failed them, causing them to die. You get an inspiration.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 individuals come out of the portal, and they notice all 3 of you. Kovdar, you're first.
So I'm going to run up and attack one of them.
Okay.
And there's 2 of them, right?
Yeah, so there's 2 individuals. They are human size with a very thick tail. They have blackened skin with cracks and veins that look like flowing lava through them.
21 to hit.
That is a hit.
7 magical slashing.
7 magical slashing. That's it, huh?
And I have another attack. 25 to hit. 15 slashing.
Okay. You rush up, bat swinging your axe into the side of this creature. It tries to go to like grab for your hand to stop you from swinging, but you just overpower the monster. Your axe digging deep into its side. You just bring the axe back around your head and hit it on the other side, actually knocking the creature to the side a little bit. It has to take a couple of steps to regain itself. It is still alive.
That's all I can do.
Okay. Monster's going to go. It is going to retaliate. And it is going to make a claw attack against you. You actually see now that the very fingernails that these creatures have are thick and red. That is a 20 to hit.
Hits.
You take 8 points of slashing damage. First one's going to make another attack against you. They have pack tactics, so they have advantage. And that was a 7 and a 1. So that's a miss. Dodging the attacks of the first one. The second one tries to come up and try to catch you off guard, but you easily just sidestep its attack, almost shoving the creature back into the other one. It's going to try to get you. There we go. That is a 23 to hit, as it just comes with an uppercut and just catches the front of your chest. 4 points of slashing damage. Ivan, it is your turn.
So I'd like to cast Flame Strike, but I want to make sure he would not be in the way. Can I position it so I can hit both of them without?
Yeah, you could. The creatures are like right in front of him, but yeah, you can position Flame Strike to just hit them. Okay, just right on the edge of it.
Perfectly. I'd like to do that.
So first one's gonna go. That is a natural 15. Third one's gonna go. That is an 11.
And then it takes half damage if it passes anyway. So.
Yep.
9 necrotic damage.
As you call forth the internal fire of your weapon, you pull the energy from it, targeting the area where these 2 creatures are fighting Kovdar. You see a flash and then a huge black column of necrotic energy ignite and go through the roof. You guys are destroying this thing. You see the first one, the first demon spawn. You see it turn and notice what you're doing and then jump to the side. The other one, still in the midst of combat with Kovdar, is completely engulfed. You almost can't see the creature itself, just the slight silhouette of the creature as it is completely enveloped in this necrotic energy. It steps out, but it is steaming and it looks hurt. So that was how much necrotic damage?
9.
9. Okay. Ivan, is that all you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. Paul, this is your turn.
Alright, I will rush forward at the one that dodged the fire,
Okay.
and I will strike at him.
Okay.
Are these undead?
They are not.
I didn't think
undead.
so. I just thought I'd ask. I will actually bonus action rage and then make my attacks.
Okay, go for it.
It's over 20.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Math is hard. 14 damage on the first one.
And it's dead.
Alright, and then I will move to the next one and I will slash at him.
All right. You rush forward, gripping your sword with 2 hands? One hand. Gripping your sword with one hand, you rage, yelling out as this creature turns, just barely noticing you as you decapitate it.
And then I'll move to the next. Strike out. 23.
That's a hit.
16 damage. Oh, add 2 to both those.
18. Okay. Is that all you're going to do?
That, I believe, is all I can do.
Okay. The creature is going to hiss at you. It is going to turn and make 2 claw attacks against you.
Of course it is.
Without advantage, because it lost its buddy.
It lost its pack.
That is a 23 to hit, and that is a 19 to hit.
Both those hit.
You take 7 points of slashing from the first attack, and 7 points of slashing from the second. As this creature, as you've cut deeply across this creature's back, as it had its back turned to you, trying to face off Kovdar, it just turns and just rakes both of its claws straight down the front of your tunic, ripping your shirt.
Bastard.
Okay. So that is the monster's second turn. So Kovdar.
So I'm gonna spin around it, get on the other side, and I'm going to attack it.
Rage.
Yes, bonus action rage. Thank you. 17 to hit.
That is a hit.
15 magical slashing.
Okay. As the creature turned around, its claws digging into the front of Paul, you just dig your axe right square into the middle of this creature's back. It coughs up blood, spewing stuff in the front of Paul as it just hits the deck. It is dead. You guys notice another form coming through the portal. It is another of these demon spawn.
I have questions about the portal.
Okay.
Can we see through the portal?
No, it is just a shimmer, almost like the heat off of the road.
Okay, can we hear anything?
You can hear a humming sound coming from the crystals as they
Okay.
continue to pulse and hum.
I'm going to attack this one. Do I still have advantage on it?
No,
13 to hit.
that is a hit.
Wow. 12 damage.
All right. This one's stepping through. You can hear its feet hit the deck as you just instantly turn around, swinging. You catch this creature right across the chest as it actually has to pull the axe out of its chest. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Creature is going to make 2 claw attacks against you. That is a natural 20. Ooh.
Good thing you're raging.
And a
Yes.
2. So that is 15 points of slashing damage.
And I'm raging, so it's 8.
Ivan.
Stab it.
All right, you just rush forward, pitchfork at the bear.
16.
That is a hit.
He would have advantage, though, right?
I'd give him advantage.
Because I'm engaged with it.
27.
It hit even
Yep.
more.
It hit even more.
13 points of damage, piercing, and then 6 necrotic.
As you rush forward, your pitchfork to the side, you just stab this creature in the back as it's trying to get at Kovdar. You pick the creature up off of its feet. It's wiggling and crying out, hissing at you as you just flip it over and stab it into the floor itself. It quits moving.
Someone turn off the portal.
You guys notice two large hands grip the side of the portal and pull it aside as a large form steps through. Two large horns atop of skeletal-like face, a large sword bared on its side as it pulls it out, slowly igniting the blade on fire. It is your turn.
I should close the portal.
Okay. How? So I'm gonna say this creature is stepping through right now.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you gonna deactivate the portal?
I'm gonna grab one of the crystals
Make a strength check.
with advantage because I am raging. All right, a 24.
You rush forward and grab onto this crystal, bear hugging it as tight as you possibly can. You actually can't touch the crystal itself. There seems to be a barrier on the outside, and you can see that as you're trying to crush the crystal, that these runes light up on the crystals themselves. They seem to be protected by something.
So, with my extra attack, since the grapple failed,
I will grant this.
jump up and try and break the ceiling where the gunpowder is.
So the roof is weakened, and you can actually see a couple of the cannons themselves have fallen loose and are now hanging by just a couple of the tie downs, the ropes that are attached to the floor. A couple of the cannonballs have fallen to the lower deck and are rolling with the ship's rocking motion. You do happen to see a couple kegs look like they're just about ready to fall over. Only just a small section of the floor is keeping them balanced. Go ahead and roll me. You can roll me an attack, or you can just go ahead and roll me a strength check, because you can jump up and try to rip down the floor.
Do that then. So a 19.
That is enough. You jump up and two-hand this this broken section of floor, and you just jerk on it as hard as you possibly can, letting your rage boil over. You rip down the section of floor as a couple of the powder kegs fall down. Two of them breaking open and releasing their powder on the floor. One of them landing right in front of you.
And bonus action, roll it towards the portal.
Okay.
Dope. And that's my turn. Oh, I'll move away.
All right. This you notice one of the kegs landing in front of you. You just hacky sack the barrel up under your feet and kick it back behind you towards the portal.
And then I move 30 feet. If I can get to where the stairs are, I'm going to try and start making my way up there.
Okay, stairs are 20 feet from you.
So I'll move
you
to
can
the
make
stairs and then 10 feet up.
Sure, I'll
If-
give it to you.
Do you need any checks for that, or?
There is some section of the stairs left, and you're light enough that you're not half horse, so you can easily just run up it.
I will run up it.
All right, monster is going to fully step out and draw its sword, but that is its turn. Okay.
Oh no, it needs a whole turn to draw its weapon.
So it's all the way out, and there's a big old keg of gunpowder right next to it.
Right next to the powder keg actually brushes up against the demon's foot.
I am going to go to where Paul's at. I'm going to take the opportunity attack.
Okay. Yeah, you are right next to the portal, aren't you?
Kovdar, one-shotted.
Okay. Monster's going to see you turning and is going to bear its hell-forged blade. It is going to catch you in your hip and jab the sword through you to the floor. It is using its ability Impale. You are now grappled by the creature's sword. Athletics or acrobatics to get your way out of it. It looks like it doesn't say strength or dex or whatever. It just gives me the DC.
Athletics. 22.
That is enough. You actually reach back, grabbing the devil's hand and pulling the sword from your body. There is some extra damage, but I'm going to say you do it quick enough that you don't have it. You are able to move.
Yep, I'm going to move my 30 feet of movement.
Okay. So you make it to the stairs and up 10 feet. So both you and Paul are on the next level.
Okay.
Just above the creature. Kovdar, that is your turn. That's Monster's turn. The Sword Devil is going to turn and look at both of you and grin as its form seems to quickly evaporate and it manifests itself right in front of you. It is going to make an attack against you, Paul. That is an 18 plus 8, so that's going to hit you. You take 12 points of magical slashing damage and 5 points of fire damage. And that is the monster's turn. So, Ivan.
Can I bonus action move that barrel closer? Or would that take an action?
It
really
would
don't
take
care.
an action. You'd have to run up to the barrel, grab it, and then make a throw.
Okay. Yeah, I don't care about the barrel that much. I will stab it.
Okay, so you turn and rush up the stairs. Make your attack.
21.
That is a hit.
And then I'll do another attack. And 26. $10 damage for the first attack. 12 damage for the second attack.
How much damage was the first one?
10.
Okay.
And both necros combined is 7 damage.
Is that all you're going to do?
Yep, that's all.
Paul.
It's above us on the stairs or below? Where is it?
So you guys made it just to the top of the stairs on the second level.
Uh-huh.
It teleported in front of you.
Okay, I'm going to move around it so that I'm flanking it.
Okay, you can do that.
And then I will attack it twice. The first attack was at 28.
That's a hit.
Second attack is at 24. First attack does 17 damage.
Okay.
Second attack is 11 damage.
Okay.
Did you add your rage bonus onto that?
Nope, sure didn't. So add 4 total more damage. Keep forgetting rage.
Yeah, don't forget that. Okay. So, you skirt around the creature as it tries to draw its sword, trying to get ready for its next attack. You just dip to the side as it brings its arm up, and you cut deeply along the underside of its armpit and then crease its back with your blade for the second attack. Okay, creature's going to go. It is going to spin around onto you, Paul, and is going to make 2 attacks against you. First attack is a hit. You will take 11 points of slashing damage and 9 points of fire damage. And that is a natural 1 on the second attack. As it swings around in its pure rage, the first attack hits you, but as it tries to bring the sword back up to hit you, it actually tries to uppercut you and sticks its blade into the roof. I will allow both of you. Actually, you're within range too. All 3 of you can make an attack of opportunity.
With
Nat 20?
advantage?
No, not with advantage.
I got a nat 20.
I got a dirty 20.
Got a 18.
All 3 hit.
God damn it.
15 magical slashing.
26.
15,
Yep.
26,
Oh, 28.
28. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
10 piercing, 1 necrotic.
And as I hit, my wounds close a little bit.
Oh, you bastard.
Do you get like leech or something?
There's a feat for it, I think.
1/4 of the damage I do is healed.
I need to get that.
Yeah, that's probably my next feat.
That is the creature's turn.
Yeah.
So now we go back to the top. Kovdar, it is now your turn.
Noticing that we probably can't run away, I'm just going to go all out.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to do
Divine
a level 3 Divine Smite.
It's a fiend.
Yes.
It is the fiend. He was trying to trick us.
36 magical slashing, 64 radiant. Actually, 2 for rage, so 2 onto that magical slashing.
Okay, so 6, 7, 8. Okay, is that going to be the end of your turn?
I have another attack if it's still alive.
It is still alive.
24 to hit.
That's a hit.
8 magical slashing.
8 damage? Okay. Is that all?
Yes.
That's all you can do? Okay, he is still alive.
And I'm full health.
Are you adding your rage
Jiminy
damage?
Christmas. Are you freaking kidding me? All right, he is going to turn around after being bombarded as you bring your axe back and just sink it deep into the middle of his back. And instead of pulling your great axe out, you instead bring an arm back and hit the handle again, shoving it deeper into his back. You can actually hear your blade cut through bone and the popping of the tendons as you relieve most of the tension from the muscles. They have nowhere to grab now. He turns around after you've removed the axe from his back. He grabs you. Your accomplishments mean nothing here. Cole will die. This world will be ours. And at that point, you can see light cracking shining through cracks in his skin going charcoal black, and a radiant and heat coming off of his body. I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. Nat 20! Yes! Thank God.
5.
You fail, but
thing
you
it's
have
on
resistance to fire, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you two pass. Ivan fails. You take 15 points of fire damage. So, at that time, you guys are out of initiative. What do you wish to do?
Who's Cole?
I've never heard the name.
So at this point, do we get any rolls to know who Cole is?
Yes, so you guys, I will give you guys advantage on these rolls.
But not me.
Except for you, yeah, because you are not a no. You're a native to the area. I distinctly remember us already going through this. You are native to the area, so yes, you roll with advantage too.
What is that like?
So history?
Yes, history.
18.
17.
6.
Hey.
What? Don't tell me we're gonna have another Flesh Factory incident.
It ain't looking good.
No, it's not at all. Okay, so what was yours again?
18.
18. That's high enough. You do recognize the name of Cole, but in ancient texts, some 300-400 years ago, during the time of the ancient city's reign, the king that lived in the area had a mage, a very powerful mage. His name was Cole.
The only thing I can think of is an ancient king had a mage whose name was Cole, like 400 years ago.
That was like 400 years ago, though. Like, what?
Wouldn't
Wouldn't he be dead?
Wouldn't he be dead? Yeah. I'm pretty... Oh, maybe he was an elf. I don't know.
At this point, I want everyone to roll me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Natural 1.
Oh, no.
So I have a total of 25.
Okay. So, as you are recalling some of these things, you do happen to catch a subtle shift in the ship, and you can hear a bell off in the distance. You know that it is not a bell that is on a ship, but in fact a bell that would be on a dock. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to run up the stairs and see how close we are to that.
Where's Kovdar running?
I don't know. You run upstairs.
Sounds like we're near shore.
That's not good. I'm gonna run
fine,
up
we'll just-
to also see what we're looking at.
All right, so
Stop
all
the
three
ship.
of you quickly make your way up, having to jump some of the broken floor from where the meteor had come down, or the hell strike. I don't remember exactly which one it was now, but you have to jump over most of the destroyed floors and run your way back up to the top. You guys reach the top, and you can see that the fog that you had first found yourselves in has separated, and you can see a human dock right in front of you. 2 ships docked on either side, and you are going straight for it.
Oh, no.
So I have questions. Is there any time for us to try and make an attempt to stop the ship from hitting the shore?
I would say right now you guys probably are about 200 feet away and moving at full speed. There's no way you could...
Are we coming directly at the place? Are we coming at like an angle?
You're coming directly at it.
I'm gonna run to the steering wheel of the ship.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
So you go up, you grab onto the steering wheel, and it just flings freely. There's no resistance. You can tell that the chain on the wheel has been separated from the rudder.
I'm gonna try to dive off into the ocean when we're a little bit closer.
I'm going to try to go down to where the rudder is and go under the water and turn it.
You
I'm
gonna try that?
I'm going to try it.
I'll go help him if I could give him
Okay.
advantage on the rolls.
So
You guys are too brave.
you know what? This really is a cool factor, so I'm really gonna give it to you. So at the main mast, they typically have ropes wrapped up for during thunderstorms when the boat is rocking. So that way, if anyone is thrown off board, people can easily bring them back up. Those ropes are still there. So you guys, with your quick thinking, run over, grab the ropes, and while you're tying it around your waist, jump off the side and dive into the water. You guys quickly maneuver your way along the edge of the ship to the rudder. Go ahead and make me some strength checks, the both of you. So what we can do, either both of you can make the strength check, or one of you can make the strength check with advantage.
Athletics?
Do you have rage left?
Athletics.
I do.
I suggest we both rage, make the check together with advantage.
Ooh, that's, yeah.
Because I only raged till once for that fight, so I should still have a charge too.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll rage and we'll get this going. Alright, 17,
Dirty 20.
22.
Wow, guys. That's like, what, 40, 42 total?
Yeah.
All right. With that, you guys push, holding your breath and flexing your core, holding on to whatever you possibly can, and just force this rudder off to one side. You can feel the ship starting to turn now. I want you guys to both make me another strength check to hold on to this course while the water is pushing back against you.
Would we have lost rage in that
No,
time?
no, you guys still have rage.
I got a 17.
Got a 12.
So that's a total of
29.
29. All right, you guys are straining, struggling to try to hold this rudder over in place, keeping the ship at its tightest turn that you can possibly get, trying to make it not run into this port. But you're losing your strength. You're having to try. You're struggling to keep your breath as all of your muscles are straining for a breath of oxygen. The rudder is pushing back against you, and the ship is now starting to straighten out. I will give you guys one more check.
Oh no. Wow. I don't think we're keeping it.
I got 26.
On my 2 rolls, I got a 2 and a 2.
Oh no.
So a total of 7,
Okay.
which puts us over 30.
Okay. So, Paul, as you are helping Kovdar keep this rudder over, your lungs are burning, your muscles are feeling weak, and you are just losing your grip. Your vision itself is starting to go blurry from your lack of oxygen. You have no strength left in your arms. But as you look at Kovdar, you can see a slight red aura being produced by his body. You can see small red-like tendrils coming out of his body as if almost alive. You see his muscles tense, the thick veins that are in his arms bulge, and the rudder beginning to move back into place, turning the ship sharper. The ground is coming. What do you guys wish to do?
Are the ropes that we have tied to us holding us where we are?
So they're holding you with the ship.
Okay. How turned is the ship right now?
So you guys have managed, so the first check, so you guys were headed straight into the middle of the docks. The first check moved the ship towards one of the ships on either side. You guys can pick left or right. I'm thinking, like, in my head, I got you guys moving it, like, towards the left.
Yeah, that's kind of
You guys had failed that check, so it was going to run into that. But Joel managed to just pull through and turn the ship just barely. It is now grazing the very rear end of that ship and going straight into the rocks on the other side.
So at this point, if we let go, it wouldn't be an issue.
You're still being tugged by the ship,
Okay,
but
so
letting go might be the best bet.
I'm going to use my action to attack and try and cut both of our ropes so that we aren't dragged with the ship.
Okay.
Um,
So it's an attack with disadvantage because you're underwater.
does underwater?
Underwater affects your attacks. You attack at disadvantage unless you've got a swim speed. Yeah, it sucks. Unless you have a trident.
And then he shows up and cuts the ropes with a trident for some reason. All right, first one's good. 17 to hit on the first rope.
That's a hit.
Do I need to roll damage? Or?
No, you cleave right through it.
And then I will go for the other one. Good. And it's higher, 19.
Watching Kovdar, you're mesmerized by the show of strength that he's putting out. But you turn and look, and you're almost hit by the incoming ship. You actually have to pull closer to Kovdar as the ship just barely grazes by you. You decide it is best to be cut away from the ship and try to get away from it the best you can now that you guys have directed the ship away from the port. You pull out your sword and swiftly cut both ropes. You let go?
So I have an idea.
Okay.
I was thinking, since like you made it sound like the god powers like kind of surge there at the end, I'm going to use a sorcerer point to subtle cast fly on myself. And I'm going to push off the ship, but I'm just going to like start flying, holding on to him.
Oh, okay.
I do have a rope attached to me.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will definitely allow you to do that. So he cuts the ropes. You push off of the ship, and reaching into the divine power that you are starting to find that you have, you wheel the gravity itself to let go of you. You launch yourself, reaching over, grabbing Paul by either the rope or the vest, and both of you go flying out of the water. You are hovering in the air.
What's going on?
It seems you're flying.
So, Ivan, as you make your way to the surface and slowly float there, you see this large ship crash into the coastline. The wood splintering and pieces of the ship going everywhere as it just shoves itself up on to the coast and beaches itself as it rolls over with a gigantic thud. You see your two companions flying out of the water.
Impressive. I will try to follow them, swim over wherever they're landing.
You guys do see a group of humans. I'd like all of you to go ahead and roll me perceptions.
19.
Okay.
10.
23.
So, Ivan, as you swim your way over to Kovdar, as he seems to just be floating just above the water holding Paul. Paul and Kovdar, as you guys look back to the port, The two ships still there. The one ship, you can see the white marks made against the aged wood on the side of the ship, where the ship had just barely managed to scrape by. You guys happen to see 4 individuals. One is an older man holding a cane, and 3 women beside him of varying ages. What do you guys wish to do?
Kind of seems like you're flying.
I don't know how. How do I control this?
I don't know, just think forward.
I'm gonna try it.
You're just gonna think forward?
Yep.
Okay. As you envision the land itself, you don't envision yourself moving. Instead, you wheel the land itself to move closer to you, and it does. You guys touch down on the other side. You can hear the slaps of Ivan coming up behind you as he drags his driftwood-like body out of the water. His small fires that he lights inside of his head popping back to life. You guys have reached the shore, and that is where we'll end tonight. The TastyDoom podcast is an unofficial fan content permitted under the fan content policy, not approved or endorsed by Wizards. Portion of the material used is property of Wizards of the Coast, Wizards of the Coast, LLC. Music is by Epidemic Sound. If you have questions, concerns, advice, or ideas that you'd like to tell us about, then feel free to email us at tastydoom.podcast@outlook.com. If you have liked our content, then feel free to join us on Twitter at tasty_doom. And remember to stay tasty.